What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, keeping you updated on all the latest pro wrestling news. We got a lot to talk about, so you guys already know, hit an elbow drop and let's dive right into it. Some major reports as we head into WrestleMania. It looks like Vince McMahon is upset about many of the main event plans being leaked online way ahead of time. Initial reports from Ringside News reported that WWE is keeping a tight lid on WrestleMania plans this year, and most of the talent have no idea what they are going to be doing on the show. And we will discuss more of that in a bit, but adding to this, WrestlingNews.co indicated that Vince McMahon was upset when word got out that the main event for WrestleMania will be Edge and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. That is said to be the moment when they decided to not clue in the wrestlers on future plans. The news about Edge and Roman Reigns headlining the show starting popping out as early as the Royal Rumble. The source also noted that there was unhappiness about the missed plans for WrestleMania leaking out, since that gives away to the fans that he will be dropping the title soon, since he is currently planned to be in a tag team match on the show taking on Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. So aside from what we know right now, Roman versus Edge, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, a likely match between Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, and again the Miz and Bad Bunny tag team match. Everything else is being left on the dark, even for superstars themselves. It turns out that even the wrestlers are in the dark on what Vince McMahon has planned for the show, because again Vince is just really furious about things being leaked. According to reports, in order to avoid this, Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are the only ones that know the final creative plans right now for any storyline heading into WrestleMania. And it's worth mentioning that some of these angles hasn't even started just yet, which is why we don't know a lot of things are going to be happening at the event. WWE is eliminating feedback from talent in regards to their angle. Talent feedback for their own angles was previously considered, but are now being rejected simply to avoid as many leaks as possible. The report went on to add the following. A WWE source stated that very few talent know where they are headed for WrestleMania. This is said to have a lot of talent worried and on the edge, and that the work environment is at an all-time low, which unfortunately is something that we continue to hear at the moment. And now with there being so many people on the roster, more of the talent will be left off WrestleMania, so not knowing what the plans are is a real concern for many of the wrestlers. So without a doubt, there's a lot of wrestlers unhappy right now, especially those on the mid-card who continue to wonder where they're gonna end up. Someone who should definitely be on the main event position of SmackDown is Shinsuke Nakamura, and in a recent social media post he went on to kind of imply that he is not necessarily happy in the position that he is in WWE, which is not a shocker. He is a former NXT champion, a decorated New Japan Pro Wrestling superstar who by now should have had that championship around his waist for at least a couple of months. One fan commented on a recent Instagram post of Shinsuke Nakamura telling him to leave WWE. The post was a video promo that Shinsuke Nakamura cut on Apollo Crews. This was followed by another fan indicating that Shinsuke Nakamura is happy as he quote-unquote gets to surf and work a safer style in the WWE, and that yeah, it will be great to see him go all out somewhere else, but that is not going to happen. Again, this is a fan indicating all of this, almost acting as if they necessarily know how Shinsuke Nakamura feels. But the interesting thing about all of this is Shinsuke replying to this specific comment and kind of implying the opposite, as the king of strong style then cleared things up as he commented back, indicating the following: "Who said I'm happy? Don't believe anything other than what I said." Seems to indicate that he is not happy, and wouldn't be surprised of it considering the position that WWE has put him over the last year or so, or even longer than that, ever since joining the main roster. It's crazy that a few weeks ago, after winning the gauntlet, he got a massive pop, managed to get some momentum for a good 2 to 3 weeks, and then here we are once again back to the beginning because WWE doesn't know how to follow that up. Moving into some other news, Cass XL, aka Big Cass, is finally back in pro wrestling. The former WWE superstar made his first public appearance appearance since September 2019 on Saturday night. He came back and is on the best shape of his life, which is awesome after of course being forced to take time away due to personal issues which we covered before. But the important thing is that he is now looking great, and hopefully this turns out to be a great run for him. We had WWE releasing a new t-shirt for The Miz directed at his haters, and I should probably be advertising my own merchandise instead, but I'm working on a new drop and that's coming soon. For the meantime, we're talking about this Miz t-shirt because not only is The Miz, but also WWE is receiving a lot of criticism for doing this, as a lot of fans feel like it is devaluing the WWE Championship, and it is honestly a surprise for WWE to be advertising this. But I guess they want to capitalize on the heat that The Miz got after winning the WWE Championship and the hate that he continues to get. This will probably be a great time to discuss some of the confirmations in regards to this upcoming week Monday Night Raw, as we of course got the WWE Championship match, The Miz taking on Bobby Lashley, and there has been confirmation that Drew McIntyre will appear on the show. He was of course backstage last week, but they didn't use him as WWE wanted to put the focus on building a Bobby Lashley championship match. Here's something that WWE backstage is probably not too happy about, but because it's Daniel Bryan, they probably can't do much about it. As we know, Daniel Bryan is on the hunt for the Universal Championship, and during Talking Smack this week, which of course has Paul Heyman in it, Daniel Bryan cut a passionate promo on Paul Heyman, name dropping CM Punk, so everybody's talking about some CM Punk. He indicated the following: I have a message for you to give to Roman Reigns. I want you to give this message to Roman Reigns. I am no longer putting myself on the back burner. I am no longer putting other people first. I am going out to take what is mine, and that's the reign I should have had before CM Punk, and that is the best wrestler in the world. During Talking Smack, it was also confirmed that Daniel Bryan would take on Jey Uso in a steel cage match next week on SmackDown, and if he does defeat Jey Uso, then he will finally get a Universal Championship opportunity at Fastlane. As we know, this match is set to main event the event, so it's gonna be confirmed sooner or later. Right now, WWE is just building towards it, and of course filling some time until we finally get that Edge versus Roman Reigns feud at WrestleMania. I'm just hoping that Daniel Bryan's feud with Roman is not just a filler. I want them to come back to it sometime after WrestleMania, because there is a lot that they could do with both of these guys, and hopefully all of it also leads to Daniel Bryan getting another championship run, because the Planet's champion was truly underrated and we need more of that. Anyways guys, I thank you for watching. That is all the coverage that I got for you. If you enjoyed or found it informative, don't forget to drop a like on the video. I'll catch you on the next one, so stay savage.